Game Xtra continues on Urban Television. Derek Ford, and yes, this will bring you our big story. Comes called VX, as simple as that. With me is Hasindihe, the C.E.O. That is VX Uganda, and our African champion down here of VX, Malingha. Gentlemen,
thank you.
Yeah. Now, and C.E.O. What is
interesting? I'm called Hasindihe James, and I'm the CEO of VX Uganda. Now, VX is a sport that is played in versions. V2, which is 1, and V4, which is 2 again of the sport, which is a 5-a-side. Now, we play VX in the singles of V2 and V4 in squash court. We use the
squash
court to play V2. So we keep on scooping the ball, a tennis ball, and then we shoulder to toe. So when you get hit, you put the hand up, and the referee says, play on.
All right, a tennis ball being shot at you. That is a very hard ball, you know.
Hard ball out here with the impact on the body.
This is a ball that looks like a tennis ball, but is much softer.
It's much more softer with the low steel.
Okay.
Produced to much impact on the ball.
So you don't expect to be hurt.
You don't expect to be hurt.
That is interesting.
Just like as you see, they scoop the ball with that VX stick and then target the opponent. You put the hand up.
Is it called a stick?
Says play on. A VX stick.
Okay.
A VX stick.
Wow, is VX some sort of short form? Is there a couple of words that it means, or it's just called VX?
It means it has no long version, but it just VX. V isn't 5, isn't it?
Okay.
And then 10 represent
X is it?
And so the main version of the sport, like I said,
which means
5-a-side.
10.
So we have 10 people aside, and then we have 5 balls on court.
That's awesome. Yeah. Coming to you, the champion of Africa. That is in itself a very interesting. The sport, I am told, has been in the country for just. How do you get interested in the sport in the first place?
Yeah, 2012. I was my friend introduced me to the sport. Me, there's a new sport. Come and we try it out.
All right.
So when I went there, I never looked back because I found it interesting.
You found it interesting. Like someone who would won before that.
True. Yeah, I'm many sports. I've played cricket. I've played football.
Interesting. So this sport comes through, it takes you on, and the rest is history. Now 3 are a champion. How do you get to attain this? How did you win it?
First was in 2002. It was in 2012 when championships.
Okay.
I won it. I beat South African. Then 2013, recently, I played. I faced like one of the colleague I faced in the finals was a Ugandan.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, because in this way we play like. We all come together and play, then we get the best too. Right. So he emerged the best, the second best to me, then we had to face each other.
And then you still won it?
I still won.
So you are a defending champion, actually.
I am the defending champion.
Coming back to you, James, how many countries in Africa take part in this sport?
Well, Uganda is the leading country that is so much more proud of it makes us proud of our Ugandan. Uganda is taking the lead on Africa. Okay. And then we have Zimbabwe is playing, we have South Africa, we have Nigeria, we have Egypt, Tunisia, those are the countries, and then Kenya and Tanzania. I also played, they even Rwanda plays. But like he said, those were all beaten by him in the African National Championships.
All right, that is pretty much interesting. So now you're going on to the world stage. I'm thinking you're going to be playing against people that brought the sport to you at this championship. How much do we expect of you?
I know people are expecting much, and I believe, and I know that I'm going to deliver.
That's interesting.
Because recently the only threat I had was the world champion, but recently he came to Uganda and I had to face him. So I faced him, I knew his tactics, now I know how he plays, so I'm ready to go on and take it away from him.
All right, and who is this gentleman? Do we have a name?
He's called Tom Hildreth.
Tim Hildreth. Tom Hildreth.
Tom Hildreth.
And that is the world champion.
That's the world champion.
Okay, these world championships, how often do they happen, James?
Yeah, that's interesting. The V2 version, the world championship take place each year. The V2, which is 1 against 1, all right? And then the V10 takes after every 4 years. Yeah, so meaning that next year, 2015, will be V10.
Will be a V10 World Championship.
So that means that when we're playing V10, even V2 is inclusive. Okay. So next year is VX Games, inclusive V10 and V2.
All right, another new sport gets to come to you, and of course, Urban Television gets to bring it to you, and we always get to do it. Now, we brought you chess a couple of days ago. That is a totally new sport. It hasn't got into the level that these gentlemen are having theirs. Yeah. Now we do have VX, which is pretty much interesting. You have something to put across?
Yeah, I have much to say. First, I would say what began as a simple thing. I remember beginning VX in 2011. Yeah, and now it's coming to international level. And do you know, guess what? Who has brought this in happen? It's our sponsor, called Liberty Assurance Uganda. Yeah, found on Golf Coast Roads, Plot 17.
All right. What exactly have they done for you guys?
They've given us a ticket, a free air ticket. Okay. They've sponsored us with a ticket and the jerseys too. So they're
to go ahead and participate.
Yeah, to go to Manchester and participate representing Uganda.
Okay, that is beautiful. Now, as a player, Timothy, you get to be, well, one of the top players in Uganda. You're a champion of Africa. But at the end of the day, this is a new sport. And getting to the reality, getting to know what exactly gets to happen in the sports circles, it's always tough. You know, basing your livelihood on sport down here in Uganda. How have you managed to stay in there, stay motivated to keep going out there to play?
Yeah, because the first time I started the game, it really motivated me, and I felt like I should go on with the game.
So it is the love for the game that keeps you going?
It's just the love for the game that kept me going, and I was like, yeah, good things are coming, good things are coming.
All right.
Last year we missed out on the visas, but I was like, I should continue with this thing. Cause
you never gave up.
I have something to protect. I had that trophy, so I had to protect it. So I continued like that. Luckily, has come up. I'm going to face the world champion. All right. Yeah.
You really feel you will actually have the chance to face him?
Yeah, I really have.
Okay, that is great stuff. Have you had to invest your own money, your own resources in this, or have you been lucky enough to have people provide those for you?
On the other part, I've been so lucky because the biggest part has been provided by the sponsors. But also on the other part, I've also put in something.
As a person to make this develop.
Yeah, to make it happen.
All right, James, back to you. Clearly, you do not have much of a hassle like the other sports about sponsorship. You already have a man going out there. He's managed to take part in the African Championships, winning them twice already. What challenges have you faced other than sponsorship? Because you've not had sponsorship challenges.
Yeah, okay, all right. One thing is you're not seeing is that I'm having challenges for sponsorship. That is a must. You see, money issues are already difficult. But besides that, there are other challenges which are individual, like interpersonal. When you look at people, when I used to call upon people to come and engage into the new sport, it was hard. I remember reaching out to many people and telling them, showing them how the sport is, and they couldn't give a hand. They couldn't give it time to engage you into. But what I'm surprised of and what keeps me going on is that he came into the sport right from the start, and up to now he's still playing the sport and is getting it right, representing Uganda and Africa at all.
All right.
Yeah.
Oh, interesting. And going ahead, let's say to involve the Ugandans, have you reached out to schools? Because usually when someone comes up with a sport, the first advice they are given is take it to the schools. Which schools have you gotten to involve?
All right. Now, last year and this year, we've made programs of how to engage in schools. But challenges we're having is importing the equipment.
Okay. Enough for all the students.
Yeah. So the equipment I made from the England, and so we need to import them. So this is where I can say we need more sponsors, we need more partners, we need more investors to invest into the sport of VX, which has more impact, just like Liberty Life Assurance has done with us.
Well, looks like it is a worthy CSR project for those of you that are watching and you're in position to support the sports sector down here in Uganda. Finally, with you, Timothy, your final words to the people that are watching, probably those that would want to join the sport, as well as what we should expect from you from the World Championships. At least you can re-echo that.
Yeah. My final words to the fellow Ugandans is to keep supporting. And to really come up and engage in the sport, because it's a young sport, it's growing in the country, and I believe I'm going to make it when I go to Manchester. I'm going to do it, and I will deliver, because I really have a name to protect, and I want to make history being the first African to win the World Championships.
All right, first African and only African actually at this edition. All right, and when do you get to leave?
I'm leaving on Saturday.
You're leaving on Saturday, and when is the championship?
The championships will be on 9th and 10th.
The 9th and 10th, so that's pretty much next week maybe?
Yeah.
All right, we wish you all the best down here at Urban, and we are glad that we did get to host an African champion. And James, thanks for the good work. Keep going, and we shall be helping wherever we can.
And thanks for Urban too for giving us this opportunity.
All right, it's always good. Everything starts here. Yes. Ladies and gentlemen, that was James and Timothy, the CEO of VX Uganda, as well as the champion of Africa, Timothy, getting to hang out with us today on the show. He travels on Saturday to represent Uganda and Africa at that is at the VX World Championships this year. Do pray for him where you can. If you still think you can hand in a check here or there, you can get in touch with us and we shall get it to them. Ladies and gentlemen, we're going to be taking a break. When we return, more stories right here on Game Xtra. Stay tuned.
Is Urban TV.